Win the incredible Steigercraft 21DB Miami, powered by a Yamaha 200, in the ultimate season-long multiple-species subscriber-only fishing competition, the Fisherman's 2017 Dream Boat Fishing Challenge. Go to thefisherman.com and enter today. The fishing news is brought to you by Okuma.
Hi there, Toby Lapinski for the New England edition of the Fisherman magazine with this week's web video fishing forecast for New England. Well, I was finally able to step out here and shoot the video in between bouts of rain. We had a nice little bit of sunshine roll through a few minutes ago. I get outside and the clouds started to roll back in, but hopefully the rain will hold off. As you know, we've had a tough spring so far, weather-wise. Nothing that you would hope for in order to really get the fish moving and the bite going and those inshore waters warmed up. I'm sure we're going to pay for it at some time this year, but so far it has not lined up the way I would call for it to do so in the spring to help that fishing along. But nonetheless, there's still some pretty good catches being made, and I'll get to that in just a minute. But first off, just want to remind you that we are just over a month into the 2017 Dream Boat Fishing Challenge, and the catches have been coming in at a pretty good clip. So far, we have a few New England subscribers on the leaderboard, but you know, I'd really like to see more of you hitting the leaderboard and weighing in those fish. And remember, eligible species this year include blackfish, bluefish, fluke, king salmon, mahi-mahi, scup, black sea bass, weakfish, and yellowfin tuna. Now, I know a couple of those species seasons might not be open or things might not quite be going yet, but there's plenty of those eligible species on the board that are being caught locally. So do not forget to weigh those fish in. You can check out all the details of the challenge at thefisherman.com, as well as all of the weigh stations, and this is your chance to walk away with the grand prize, an awesome Steigercraft 21DV Miami boat, Yamaha engine, electronics, the full deal, so you will be set to go next year. All right, moving on into the reports, we're going to start off in Connecticut, as always, where striped bass fishing in the Sound is, I'll call it a tiny bit better this week than last week, with a few fish into the mid to upper 40-pound class being landed. Paul Rescigno boated a hefty 50-inch, 49-pound striped bass on a live bunker over the weekend. Also got word of a few other fish in this relative size range landed on or around the bunker schools. What I'm hearing from most guys, these catches that are being reported are made of only a couple of bites they're getting on an outing. Might even be the only fish that they land. And that just goes to show that the really big fish simply haven't moved into the area in any large numbers yet. You can find some pretty good numbers of small fish if you want to target those in some of the rivers, around the rivers, and some of the classic small fish spots. But if you're going for those big striped bass, they are really lone wolves right now. So good luck on them. Moving on into Rhode Island, fishing is beginning to pick up with reports this season. They're well behind where they have been at this time in previous years, but we are seeing good numbers of fluke now, and black sea bass reports were much improved this past week. However, larger striped bass have been somewhat scarce away from places like the upper bay in and around the bunker schools. There was a little bit of a flurry of action of fish to about 20 pounds or so in the breachways last week, but with the bright moon this week, the night bite there will be difficult unless we get some good cloud cover. Then up in Massachusetts, once again, the best striper activity in New England is taking place in the Bay State waters, as striped bass to 50 pounds were caught inside the canal, as I reported in last week's video, with solid slug of 30 and 40-pound fish being caught in that same range as well. The bite unfortunately died down a little bit going into last weekend, but with the moon this Friday, we should see a solid bounce back of action thanks to those preferable plugging tides. Bait fish in the area, and those fish didn't disappear, they just kind of turned off for a few days. Alright, well, there you have it. I am Toby Lapinski for the New England edition of the Fisherman magazine, wishing you tight lines if you head out onto the water this weekend.
The fishing news is brought to you by Okuma. Win the incredible Steigercraft 21DB Miami, powered by a Yamaha 200, in the ultimate season-long multiple-species subscriber-only fishing competition, the Fisherman's 2017 Dream Boat Fishing Challenge. Go to thefisherman.com and enter today.